Hi, I'm back doing an energy reading, a collective reading for this Cancer full moon. As I was pre-shuffling, I just got the energy of hurt, loss, and betrayal. I don't know about y'all, but my dreams lately have been about extreme mother wounds. It's been themes of disregarding, betrayal and hurt, as well as trying to silence someone. So, Spirit, can we please have messages in regards to this Cancer full moon energy for the collective? What do they need to know? What do they need to do? And focus on healing and getting through this energy. And then I also feel like the energy is also extremely heavy because Mars is retrograde in Cancer right now. You know, Mars is the planet of war. Cancer is the moon, emotions. Monday was a very difficult time for people. Messages for the collective regarding this Cancer full moon, Spirit. Thank you. Messages for the collective regarding this Cancer full moon. Thank you. And I've been really tired. I don't know about y'all. Financial and material harvest. This is giving me the energy if somebody has mother wounds to the point where their mother is only nice to them, shows love. 222 on the timer. And I say quote love because I mean they're only nice to them. They're only nurturing or motherly to them when they're giving them something. So somebody knew this, is knowing this, but they've been seriously thinking about pulling back. Not out of spite, but it's just like, why do I have to pay you? You're my mom. We have 6 here, victory and success. Like, you know, I feel like with this coming out right after 5, then 6, it's just giving you'll be okay. Like, his mother figure, you know, they'll be bothered by it, but it's just giving you'll be okay emotionally because you already know they were breadcrumbing you and the stakes have gotten higher through the years. Maybe you start off giving them a couple $100 here and there. Now it's the thousands, you know. They're just being really manipulative. And when I say mother wounds, excuse me, I'm not just talking about women. My readings are not gender nor sexuality specific. I read the energies. This could be showing up as a male who is, dominant feminine in their energy, or if your father was the nurturer, you know. But either way, it's giving abuse. Anything else here? It's giving abuse. Material harvest. Patience and planning. We have 5, 6, then a 7 with this patience and planning. Material harvest with the 9, completion. It is a 9-year. Somebody is making extreme changes in their life, in their finances, but in their life, and they're taking their time. They've probably been working on this for about 7 years, but it'll bring in material harvest, you know. And it will like these changes you're making, you're cutting off people that breadcrumb you, that you have to pay to love you, to show love, to be nice to you, to come support you. You gotta, you know, you may say, oh, well, come, you know, I'm graduating. Well, I ain't got no new shoes, you know, I don't want to go nowhere, you know, and I ain't got no new shoes or a new dress, and I don't want to pull up in my old car. I wanted to rent me a car, but I ain't got, and now you got to do all that for them to come support you. Like, somebody is just really, you know, making changes, and it's giving, they're really standing in their masculine energy, making these changes. You know, masculine is giving, feminine is receiving, you know, but I feel like y'all dealing with a feminine dominant energy that's been taken, you know, and it's not balancing out. It's not reciprocal with what you get in return, but it's just like, you know, I feel like whoever's in this are very much feeling like nobody owes me anything. And with that said, I don't owe anybody anything. So since, you know, people are feeling like, well, since you're my child, you're supposed to take care of me, because that's what it's giving. But it is a manipulative way of doing it, because this has been going on since day one. This person don't pay no attention to you unless you are providing for them, you know. Even when you were a kid and you didn't have the finances, if you didn't clean the house, mind you, your siblings are doing whatever the fuck they want to do, and they're running to their aid, and they're disrespecting them left and right, but you always had to overgive. I just feel like you are standing firm in your masculine energy with assertiveness, you know. I feel like it's with love too, but you're making financial and material changes, but these are also changes that have been a long time coming. And I feel like the emotional changes have been being made too, with this patience and planning, because this is having, like, you know, you've been weathering the storm. It's been rough for you these past 7 years, and I also feel like you've been trying to talk to people about it. They ain't really trying to hear you. They ain't really listening, you know. And it may have been times where this person has helped you, but they helped you, you know, in hopes of, like, you know, well, I know they gonna get back on their feet, so that way they gonna owe me, or then it, you know, you'll be forever indebted to them. But it's just like, it's not making sense, because these are things, for lack of a better term, you're supposed to do, but, you know, because you're a parental figure. But let's just say now you're an adult, they don't have to do anything, but these are things, like, you know, that you've done for them. So it's just like a reciprocal relationship, but it's not. It's very much one-sided. And we have the 5, 6, and the 7. You know, coming out here with this, jumping straight into a material harvest completion. So whatever you've been working on, you know, it's been successful for you, but it's been a long time coming. You stayed focused in this through rain, sleet, or snow, is what it's given. Like, all seasons you've been in this. 7 is a divine number, so I feel like you've been guided, possibly by an ancestor, or you've just really been getting in the energy of listening and connecting with God. You know, probably like soon as you wake up, you say your prayers, and whatever it is you feel that you should be doing, you do. Anything else here? Summarize this here. We have light, 19 equating to a 10, equating to a 1. That's new beginnings. I'm just hearing you're on the fast track to success. And whatever it is that you're doing, mind, body, and spirit, you could have been seeing 666 and 555, also 999. I'm hearing last Sunday or Saturday, you may have saw 999 a few times. But this light is giving, like, whatever you're doing, people are going to be coming to you left and right. Not just because you got it, the material harvest. Not just because you got it, but because you are the light. You bring clarity. You're removing the veils, the cloaks, you know what I mean? You are bringing clarity to the situation, in terms of, like, if they say, well, how do I heal myself from this? And you could be a healer. You got the answers. If you don't have the whole answer, you have the starting line. Like, if you start here, I feel like it'll come to you naturally. Like, You know, to the point where you don't have to beg anybody to support you. They'll be lining up to do it, and it's still an exchange. But this is a reciprocal exchange. You're not going to be doing this for free. And, you know, people like, oh, because you could be an empath or psychic or something, or whatever you do is very helpful. I mean, you could just be a lawyer that's great at pro bono work, or your mentees are extremely successful. Like, you know, take it how it resonates. But people feel like, oh, well, you got it like that, you're supposed to give it free. No, you've paid enough. You paid enough. If these people can be out here buying Gucci, Gui, Fendi, Prada, and Teslas, you know what I'm saying, $3,000 wigs, $40,000 pairs of shoes and watches and Richard Milles and all this other stuff, because it's different for everybody. It's levels to all of it. But if they could be doing that, they can pay you. I mean, you're providing them help, but it's also a service. And in order to take care of yourself, you have to be well compensated. And that's just for a message for entrepreneurs or business owners. But I don't know how you're doing, but I just feel like it's just giving me that Ariana Grande song featuring Nicki. The light is coming to take back everything the darkness stole. And I feel like it's to do with mother wounds, like, you know, triggered. But I feel like you've overcome that, and you're helping people recognize and overcome theirs. You know, or it could just be you've overcome this, and whatever you're doing is helping people with something different. The bottom of the deck, we have sacral chakra. You've healed a lot of inner child wounds, especially to do with the mom, maternal bloodline, both bloodlines, but very much to do with the mom bloodlines during this Cancer full moon. And I say that because the moon is yin, the moon is feminine. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a woman, it could be a man, but we're talking about feminine dominant energies. You could come from two same-sex parents, whoever the feminine dominant energy was. This healing has provided or caused a huge transformation of you for you. I just feel like the mask is off. Not to say that you were being phony, but this mask represents conditioning, programming, training, group think, you know, that wasn't serving you anymore. You know, you're more so connected to the God in you and connecting to God, you know, in terms of what am I supposed to do? What's my purpose? What's my path? And I just feel like this transformation has very much so opened up your third eye and your crown chakra. And I feel like you transform a lot. You could have Pisces, not just Pisces, water sign, which water sign am I thinking of? Scorpio in your chart, because I'm also feeling like these butterfly wings, and they may not be butterfly wings, but they look like wings to me. But I just feel like you are very much comfortable with transforming, reinventing, creating, adjusting to changes that no longer serve you anymore. And you're not dealing with, we split on the deck of the crown chakra, like I said, your third eye and connecting to yourself. This is the crown though. This is the top, how you connect with God and your higher self. I forgot what else I was saying, but anyway, it'll come back to me. What does the collective need to know in regards to this Cancer full moon energy? What does the collective need to know in regards to this Cancer full moon energy? Fertility, we have 3. This is the Empress. You can create all things. You're probably a person of color or have it in your bloodline, whether you know it or not. What is this for the collective? I'm just hearing specifically it's time to receive. Somebody could be pregnant. That's what the Empress represents, fertility. But this is an abundance. This is success. This represents all the queens in the traditional tarot. This Empress. Because I'm using a different deck, but this is representing a major arcana with this black border here. I'm going to show you the Empress card, but it's just like it's given very much fertile with ideas and fertile to make babies. This is the Empress card. Yeah, it's giving fertile with ideas. Also represents the moon. It's very much a motherly energy. Like, I just feel like you've transmuted these wounds, and those who haven't transmuted these wounds, I feel like for those who resonating with all this, like not giving any more to an abusive mother figure or whatever, you're extremely abundant. The material harvest is coming in. Victory and success is here for you. For those who've done the work already. For some others, you're just starting on the path. But I feel like for those who've done the work, you'll be able to mentor and assist those who come to you. Like, I feel like you're not overgiving, you're not offering. If they ask for help, you'll definitely help them. You know, long as it's in alignment with everybody involved. But it's just giving abundant energy. It's giving financial success, emotional success, vulnerability, stability, and safety. Like, I got you. You ain't got to worry about it. I got you. Anything else here? I'm sorry. Clarify this fertility. It's a very loving energy, so I wouldn't be surprised if you meet a mother figure, or you dating someone and their mother is like, oh, you're the son or daughter I always wanted. Or I always wanted another son or daughter. Stand your ground with this 7. This is giving that hate energy again. People are going to be really upset that you've made these changes, these financial and material changes. You know, they're going to be mad. They're going to accuse you of things. They're going to hate on you. They're going to have a lot of projections, you know, casted towards you. It'll be people that you didn't even know knew about the situation, and then you come across them, they'll be talking shit like, well, that's your family, how you gonna woo woo woo? And it's just like, everybody with a brain knows family ain't always family. They may be kinfolk, but child, them the main ones. They the first opponents, the first enemies. 17 equated to an 8. We have hope. And it's just given they're going to get back everything they gave with this hope. This 8. It'll be karma for them. With these two coming out, I just feel like it'll be you and all these energies up against you. But you're going to be highly protected. And then on the flip side of this is you, and then you're protected by all of these energies. Like, if they know, like I know, they wouldn't want to fuck with you. I'm seeing 18. If they know, like I know, they wouldn't want to fuck with you. But I just feel like the person they're going to be like sticking up for, the family they're going to be sticking up for, is really kind of putting a battery in their back, and they don't know. It's just giving people know not what they do. But if I only had a brain, face ass, make it make sense. Like, you know, some people are so quick to, you know, go against you based off somebody else, what somebody else said. And then once you clarify or it's revealed, hey, I ain't know. I ain't even know it was all that. You didn't fucking ask either. So yeah, you ain't know, but you still chose. So with that being said, you can get it too. And you're going to. Anything else? All right. Some of y'all is scared to close this out, like to stop giving to an abusive mother figure and step out on faith and do what you got to do and plan and plot and focus on yourself. And I shouldn't say plot, but some people going to say you plotted. But the thing is, you did everything you did for you. Nobody else in mind, because it's just been you for a minute anyway. 7 and 8. You notice how these numbers are in ascending sequence. They're ascending. You've been doing you. We had the 5. And then we had, where is it at? We had the 6 come out. And then we had the 7. Then we jumped straight into the 9, but hold on, the 8 came up in there too. 17 equating to an 8, but if you just want to be direct, this has been an ascending sequence. We jumped from that 8 over here to the material harvest to completion. This is the year of the completion. So this is the year where all of it is going down. Basement. And like I said, some people are going to accuse you of plotting, but it wasn't no plot. It was patience and fucking planning. You've been at this healing, doing what you got to do to make things better for you. Be the change that you want to see. You took it real seriously, collective. You know what I mean? And you're in this, but there's some that's still trapped in fear. Those are the ones that's going to go against you. But you've had moments of this fear. 5, 6, 7... That's the 8 right there. You've had moments of this this fear here. Going into a 1. Conflict and defeat, choose wisely. This has all been back and forth. Like you've experienced all this while healing. You know, people like, well, I ain't know nothing about it. Well, I told you what I was doing. You didn't even ask me how I was doing. Like, you know, I know when I had my moments of difficult times in healing where it was extremely uncomfortable, I had family members knew about it. Some I reached out to, and if I talked to them, maybe I talked to them for a second or they were supportive, but that's if they even responded, because some people didn't respond. But some people very much knew, and I still did not hear from them, you know. And when I say hear from them, I mean, no, hey, how you doing? And don't get me wrong, I reached out to people because I felt like, well, I can't say ain't nobody calling me if I ain't bothered to call them and try to facilitate relationships on my own. You know, so I did that. But it wasn't a reciprocal thing. And people like, oh, people have their own lives. They definitely do. You know, but checking on somebody and communicating with them, hey, how you doing? Is everything all right? You know, you could do that via text. You could do that via email. You know, even if you don't do all that, if you see them at a family function, you're like, hey, you know, I heard such and such. How's that going? You know, and some of it is personal and some of it is not. You know, it is what it is. And I just feel like, collective, you're in the energy of it is what it is. And it's not personal, you know, or you're not taking it personal. However, you're going to do what's best for you. Move forward in a way that's in alignment with you and what's best for you. Close this out for the collective. This Cancer full moon energy. Close this out. Because, you know, once you start fucking with somebody, they like, oh, you got to forgive them. You don't have to forgive. You know, I choose to forgive, you know, when I do. But, you know, you don't have to forgive. Heart chakra opening up. Standing your ground again. You don't have to forgive. Equating to 11, equating to a 2. But my thing is, you have to do what's best for you. So if you feel like forgiveness ain't in it for you, then don't. Move on, you know. But people are like, oh, you have to forgive. And I've told so many family members I don't have to forgive. But I chose to forgive. But I'm done dealing with them. And then when I tell them they're forgiven, I just don't want to deal with them no more. I don't want them in my life. Oh, well, you have to forgive. And it's like, are you listening to me? I have forgiven them. but I'm not going to be bothered with them anymore, and I don't have to. But that reminds me of the slave mentality, because I mean, motherfuckers was praying for massa. Let's pause for a second. And not everybody, but motherfuckers was praying for massa, and massa wasn't doing shit but taking your life bit by bit. Some people say breadcrumbing, but some of them was taking whole slices and loaves of bread from you. It was killing you fast. And with that religion that they gave you, the way they gave it to you, because I ain't even going to put it on the religion all the way. It's the way they gave it to you, because you got to think about people's perception. You know, when you listening to somebody and getting the word, you got to think about the perception and how they view it, how they are, who they are as a person. Because people get these titles and they like, oh, that's pastor. But pastor ain't shit in real life. Pastor could be a pedophile, dope fiend, all that other stuff. And it's no diss against dope fiends, you know, because some people use drugs as a vice to help them cope with their shit. However, some of these people ain't got their self together is the point I'm trying to make. And healing is a lifetime, but they don't even got the foundation of it. Like, okay, I'm not feeling this way, so this is what I need to do to get back to myself, to move authentically in alignment with me and the God within me and the God that I serve. Some people don't even do that. They just regurgitating what they heard. So my thing is, like, when you be done with somebody, collective, and I feel like majority of who I'm talking to is just like, it's not personal, you've been forgiven, but I'm choosing not to deal with you. I don't have to meet you where you're at. You know what I mean? If I'm not where you're at, I'm not going to go over there. I'm not going to come back. I'm not going to spin the block. I'm not doing that. And you don't have to. You know what I mean? Some people are forgiven and it's like they forgiven and forgotten. Or maybe they're not forgotten, but they're forgiven and it's just like you wish them well. You could love people from a distance, but you got to be aware of those who telling you, oh, you got to forgive, or you why would you put them out your life? Well, that's your mama, that's your dad, that's your family. Fuck all that. Because where was the family, mama, daddy, or whatever when you was going through it? Because a lot of times the family, mama, and daddy was the one that was taking you through the shit. And this same motherfucker telling you that you got to forgive and you can't, you know, they knew about it and didn't come to your aid. What Joe Clark said, take those chains off the doors. The enemy's here. The shackles is off, is what it's giving. Close this out for Cancer, full moon collective reading. Close this out. What's to come? What's next? There you go. Pull from the top. We end up with sacral chakra at the bottom. Like I said, some of y'all are a little bit here. You go back and forth. Some of y'all in the beginning of this journey. Intuition, bitch. 2. We got the High Priestess in this motherfucker. If you know, you know. What is this for the collective? It's giving you know what to do and keep doing it steadfast on your path. Using all your resources of abundance. And people could think like, oh, abundance is money. Abundance is so many things, especially when you're a High Priestess. You see that Ankh? And don't forget, because you know sometimes we be so deep in it, deep in the bottom, can't get no deeper in the bottom of Africa. Don't forget to gratitude. Be thankful. Thankful, because I just feel like even though you didn't have your family like you wanted, for some who resonate with that, or you didn't have support like you wanted for those who resonated with that, it's different with everybody. But we're specifically talking about parental, namely mother wounds, dominant feminine wounds, maternal matriarchy. Just be thankful, because whatever you had, it served you. You know, it served you. It helped you help yourself. And you are here. This is the High Priestess card. Highly intuitive. Fuck with me. You know I got it. This is the energy you don't want to play with. Like I was saying earlier when that Hope card came out. And I was saying, you know, you're going to get some hate behind this. And I was like, you know, on the flip side of it, you're going to be surrounded by hate. But then on the flip side, here the card is. On the flip side of it, you're surrounded by protection too. Because 8 equates a karma and abundance. You know what I mean? So if they know, like I know, they wouldn't fuck with you. But seeing as though this is your closing card, like, child, you don't want to go to war. You don't want it. Because the High Priestess is always 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 steps ahead, you know. And I said all that because it just depends on where you at in the High Priestess. You could be a beginning High Priestess. You could have been in this for a minute. You could have been born a High Priestess and just been activated during this healing. That's one thing I will say. When you do healing, this is one of your chakras. This is the chakra, sacral chakra, that is related to childhood trauma and parental wounds. The element for this chakra is water. We're in Cancer full moon. The moon's element is water. The moon is feminine. Cancer represents the moon, the mother. So once you start healing not only this chakra, because it's giving heavy inner child wound healing, but once you start healing not only this chakra, if you are born or you come from a line of High Priestesses, it's just you're gonna be you may be on level 88 and somebody else be a level 55 High Priestess or a level 2 High Priestess. You know, it's not a diss either way, because you leveling up, you're ascending. Like I said, how them cards came out, 5, 6, and 7. So what is this? This is just somebody that, like I said, you need to continue on your path, doing what you have to do, be grateful, and continue to listen to your intuition, your inner knowing, your power, and things of that nature. It's not going to steer you wrong. My bad, I'm drinking my tea, and it's good. It's not going to steer you wrong, but again, like I said, be grateful. Gratitude. All right, thank you, collective. I hope you enjoyed this reading. 555.